Rather, good morning.
Morning.
Anybody there?
I hope so.
Where are you bound for?
Front. You?
Home.
Leave?
No, I got wounded. I expect I'll spend the rest of the war in the regimental depot, trying to instill the proper spirit of enthusiasm into those too inexperienced to know any better.
What a blighty one.
Yes. You know, one thing I promised myself when I first saw what it was like was that whatever the statistical evidence, I at least would remain unscathed. I was wrong.
What happened?
I caught a whiz-bang.
Oh, no, I mean, how are you wounded?
We'll put it this way. I shall never be a father.
God. Sorry.
I expect a lot of people in England will find it very funny. But I'd rather have lost a leg or an eye or something.
Yes.
When's your train?
10 minutes ago. That wasn't it. Wrong way.
Right way for me. But not far enough. Anyway, they promised me an ambulance out of here, if they remember. I can't walk much yet. And lying is better than sitting. What's your regiment?
Not a regiment, it's the RFC.
Oh.
What do you know?
Nothing. Just the rest of us wonder whose side you're on.
Me?
We've enough trouble with the Germans without your lot.
What are you talking about?
Look, it's the middle of the night. I'm tired and I'm in pain. Let's shut up and pretend the other one of us isn't here.
Look, I'm very sorry about what's happened to you. Now, I want to know what you mean.
If you insist. For the rest of the army, this war is spent in trenches.
Yes, sir.
For the rest of us, this war isn't an hour or so flying over above where the fighting is, and then back to a nice safe airfield miles behind the front line. It's day after day stuck in the same place. And any moment something can happen which means you get killed.
You don't have a monopoly on casualties.
No, but at least we're relevant.
Meaning?
Wars are won on the ground.
You'll be stuck in the same bit of ground for years unless someone finds a way of changing the way this war's being fought.
And you seriously think the RFC can do that?
Well, I don't know what the RFC can do. Nobody does yet. But I do know at least it gives the generals a chance to try something new. They need never again be taken by surprise. Overrun by an enemy they didn't know was there.
Generals don't get overrun. They're too far back, like your airfields. It's the rest of us who get overrun.
Air power's already saved France.
Rubbish.
It was an aeroplane that reported that the German army was wheeling away from Paris last September. Now, because of that, the French army could come out of Paris and attack the German army on the front.
For my particular trench, we don't deal in armies. We deal in companies and platoons and sections. Infantrymen. It was infantrymen saved France, not aeroplanes.
Yes, but the infantrymen wouldn't have known that the flank was exposed.
I'm perfectly well aware that from my trench, I can't tell the wider perspectives or the grand design or anything else they care to call it. All I know is that every time an aeroplane comes over us, ours or theirs, it makes no difference, we're going to suffer.
Why?
We survive by trying to be inconspicuous. Those of us who do survive...
You still haven't explained why aeroplanes make you suffer.
We ask only to be left alone. And then buzz, along comes one of your aeroplanes. God only knows what you're supposed to be doing.
Reconnaissance, mostly.
And what do you learn from all this reconnoitering?
Dumps are troop positions, artillery positions. It could be anything.
I suppose it's of academic interest to somebody to find out what the Huns are doing miles behind their lines. But for those of us who do the actual fighting, we're only interested in our own local parochial Huns.
No. You don't understand. The point is...
The point is we know that already. We send out patrols and men get killed. And I could always tell you about the Huns I was interested in. The ones I've got facing me. I haven't heard of aeroplanes providing that information. Or do you now have aeroplanes that can capture prisoners and interrogate them?
It's not like that, and you know it.
No. No, I admit none of us mind you buzzing around behind the Hun lines. It's when you start buzzing around ours that we object.
That's part of reconnaissance, too.
Really? Why?
I would have thought that was fairly obvious. It's not much use knowing where your enemy is if you don't know where your own troops are as well.
But we do know where we are. I know where my unit is, and who's on my left and who's on my right. And I make sure battalion knows, and they tell brigade, and presumably somebody tells division.
That's all a damn long chain. At any point it can get broken. Anyway, our information isn't for brigades, battalions, it's for Army HQ.
I don't give a canary's ring if Army HQ knows where we are or not.
They need to know.
And they should know anyway. We're not going anywhere. If they can't keep track of a basically static situation, Army HQ ought to give up trying to run the war and take up a milk round.
Ah, you are here. Next train in should be yours.
You're still on duty.
Yes, till someone turns up to take over.
No news of my ambulance yet, I suppose?
Not yet. I'll try again.
I can see from your point of view that the Flying Corps isn't, well, to use your own word, relevant.
If you want to talk about something else.
No. Look, in a way, I agree. I don't think anybody's yet learned how to use the air, but not yet. In future, air power will win wars.
For which side? Those who have it or those who don't?
I don't know why the hell you're so damned embittered.
All right, I'll tell you. We dig trenches as deep as we can. Because we know we're going to be shelled, we build dummy positions and saps and second lines of trenches, so that some of the time at least the Huns will be shelling trenches we don't happen to be sitting in. At least not many of us.
I don't see what that's got to do with the Flying Corps.
Because we get orders from this damned HQ you seem to think is so important. We have to put out markings, send up flares, so that you can tell them where we are. Exactly where we are.
Thank you.
Yes. But it isn't just you that can see a flare or whatever. It's the Hun as well. The moment after you've flown back to your nice, safe aerodrome, we start getting caned. Because we've told their artillery where we really are. Every time one of your aeroplanes comes over us, we get killed. Your train. Good luck, anyway.
Thank you.
Who knows? One of these days they may find a use for your lot. And then I'll just have been the result of an unsuccessful, premature experiment. We were east of Bethune. The other side of the town, there's an airfield called Saint something.
Sainte Marie.
Yes, you know it?
Yes.
A week ago, 8 days, we were told there was an aeroplane coming over from Sainte Marie at dawn. So we sent up our flares, as ordered, and all the little Huns with their compasses and rangefinders lined up on our flares. And if they didn't get it right first time, it didn't matter. They only had to wait 5 minutes, and then we did it again, and again, and again.
What happened?
Those of us who did as we were ordered, in due course, we were shelled to pieces.
I mean, some of you didn't.
No. They did the alternative.
What was that?
The usual thing. Open up on the aeroplane with everything they had. To persuade it to go away.
The aeroplane?
Last I saw of it, it was still heading east. On fire.
It's a small world, isn't it? I'm the replacement for the pilot of that machine.